wide.
Hello everyone, I'm TG and I'm here to talk to you about this amazing game, Aliens Fireteam Elite. Today I got a Phalanx build for you guys that I am just loving. It's all about maximum damage reduction and getting those stacks of Bulwark to make full use of all the Phalanx abilities. You're going to be leading the pack, taking no damage, and getting stuff done. As always, I'm going to show you guys my perk grid as well as the weapons that I'm using, but I'm going to leave out the attachments and scopes because that's all up to you and your individual playstyle. So let's get started. So to start off with, shields up. You deploy a shield, blocking most shots from up front and causing you to move slower, but we're going to be using Shield Bash, which causes your melee attacks to now briefly stun. And we're using the best defense, causing your melee damage to increase by 10%, and the movement speed penalty is reduced by 25%, so you're going to be moving about the speed of whenever you are ADS. Now moving on to Bulwark, anything you block with your shield increases your damage dealt by 3% for 4 seconds, and that stacks up to 5 times for a total of 15%. We're going to be using Push the Front Line, which causes each stack of Bulwark to increase your movement speed, stability, and accuracy by 2%. And then we're also going to be using Adrenaline Surge. So when you're at max stacks of Bulwark, your ability recharge rate is increased by a whopping 50%. Now to round all that off, we're also using Focus Under Fire, which causes each stack of Bulwark to also increase your aim assist and reload speed by 2%. And finally, moving on to Shock Pulse, you immediately stun nearby enemies and causes the enemies that attack you to be dazed and take damage over time. Now, we're actually going to be augmenting that with Shock Barrier, which will take away the stun. However, it gives you a buff that lasts 12 seconds and grants 33% damage resistance, and enemies who attack you are stunned for a longer period of time, and you will deal more damage to them. On top of that, we're going to use Shell Shock, which causes the affected enemies to take an additional 10% damage for 4 seconds. However, that does not stack. And then rounding out this beautiful ability, we are going to be using Batteries Included, which increases the recharge speed of this ability by 20%, and Quick Charge 4, which increases it by another 22%, up to a total of 42%. So all in all, this means your Shock Pulse is going to be available every 22 seconds, which means you can use it in every major battle in any match that you're playing. Now to finish off our grid, we're using the Recon Hit and Run tactics, which grant you 20% stun recovery and grapple damage resistance, as well as 10% movement speed. Then we're using Keep 'em Pinned, which causes enemies you shoot to deal 10% less damage for 4 seconds. That doesn't stack as well. But finally, we're using Vanguard, so nearby allies that are behind you take 10% less damage, and an additional 10% less when your Shields Up is active. So you want your entire team to be behind you. So the Phalanx and this build really shine whenever you're using a pre-made team with lots of communication. Everybody needs to know where to stand. The Phalanx should be up front, tanking the big damage, and anything that gets through, do not worry about. You focus, eyes forward. Your team will take care of the stragglers. Make sure you stay tight and stay information. Make sure you check those corners. Moving on to the weapons, I'm using the Type 95 single shot combat pistol. And this is basically best in class. I've been using this thing on the Phalanx as long as the Phalanx has been out. It really can't be beat when it comes to damage, stability, handling, reload speed, fire rate. It's kind of got everything. There's an argument for the burst pistol, and you can do that if you want, but overall I find the combat pistol works better because you can actually use this as your main source of DPS as a Phalanx if you really wanted to. It's great all around for dealing with hordes, single targets, whatever you need to do, this little bad boy will get done. Finally, for my close quarters weapon, I'm going with the Type 99 Continuous Fire Incinerator. And I know, that seems scary. But whenever you use this bad boy, practice, practice, practice. Once you get the hang of it, you're going to be topping the damage charts as a Phalanx because nothing's going to be able to get by that stream of fire. It's quick, it's powerful. The only way it really lags behind is in its small magazine size that you can't change. Other than that though, this is one of my favorite weapons to use, and I think if you guys can get the hang of it, you're really going to enjoy it as well. So that's the build. I hope you guys try it out, and I hope it helps you out just a little bit, and don't forget that the Phalanx class is a lot of fun. I know there's a lot of negativity around it, but really if you play it right, you can help your team and have a good time doing it. So don't forget, if you love Aliens Fireteam Elite, stick around the channel for live streams and more builds down the road. And as always, I'm TG. If you like what you saw, you know what to do.